Right. Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supremacy Had a God, and today I want to talk about Daniel Park and his fight against Paecheon and just how crazy it's been. Now, unfortunately, I have some great news for Daniel fans and I have some bad news for Daniel fans, right? So we got to think about narrative, and I'm always telling you guys about narrative. This chapter 576 was sensational. Daniel is, he's doing bits, he's doing good, he's doing okay. And Paecheon is excited. He's like, finally, I get to fight somebody. But then we also get some clarity here. We get some clarity on Gun's family and how they viewed Paecheon. They just saw him as like, listen, we're just pretending to lower ourselves here to kind of make him feel like a false sense of security, like a false sense of like power. So because we want to take over Korea and we don't want to be dealing with them while trying to take care of the Korea. We know his ego is so big and he thinks he's so great. Like he keeps saying, I, the great Paecheon, I, the great Paecheon. But like, I don't think he's on the level of Shingan and them. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think he thinks he's above them because he's one of the 7 stars of China, you know what I'm saying? And obviously there's going to be way stronger stars, like we know, like top tiers are not built the same. Like we know, Gapyeon Kim is far stronger than like other pre-gens. Like he's just way stronger than them, even though they're all pre-gens, right? So I think it's the same thing here. I think Paecheon is strong, obviously, but he's not going to be that strong. Paecheon will lose, but not to Daniel, unfortunately. That's the bad news. The good news is, though, Daniel is going to go crazy. He's unlocking his ability. He hasn't mastered it yet, right? He can sense danger, boom, 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 and he's unlimited. But we know that Gun and whoever else is speaking in his flashbacks is always overhyping everybody constantly all the time. We saw it in Eli's fight with what's his name? In Eli's fight, we see it all the time. Like 2 characters are fighting, and then you get a freaking Gun or somebody else speaking and hyping them up, and then eventually the person loses anyway. And it's like, but this is the issue, right? So this is the style. So people shouldn't get overhyped because Gun is praising Daniel here as, manager or chairman Choi is asking these questions. But I think what we should bear in mind here, though, is Daniel is doing something unprecedented. He has an ability even his second body doesn't quite have. I mean, that's the sense of danger. Now, obviously, he's the same person using both bodies, so his other body is just better at everything, so it automatically senses danger. But I think his one is like a deep underlying understanding, because I think him and the other body will eventually separate, and I suppose that's a video for another day. But I think here we just gotta understand, like Daniel here is doing business, he's doing great work. He got knocked out essentially, but he just refused. His willingness to fight, to keep going, is amazing. But he's not going to be the one to stop Paecheon here. He's going to lose to Paecheon, and he's going to be used as a hype tool. And after he loses to Paecheon, there's only one person that has to pull up, Jaegyeon Na. And Jaegyeon Na will do work and likely also lose. Although I want Jaegyeon Na to win, because we already know Daniel has far more potential than Jaegyeon Na, right? Even according to Jaegyeon Na. But we also have to remember that somebody, James Lee, said that if Jaegyeon Na went all out, it'd be trouble even for him. He thinks like he's a person so strong that if he went all out, James Lee thinks he'd be in trouble. Like he'd have to go all out. That's how strong he is. And we saw what Jaegyeon Na did to Jae-sean, right? Jae-sean. Like what he did to him, like he washed him, like, you know what I'm saying? They was fighting kind of equally, and Jaegyeon Na was like, just wanted to confirm, like, did this guy really change? Did he care before? Did he just, like, did he get brainwashed or something? Because they were close friends, and then he finds out that this guy never gave a damn. He just cared about the money. And once that was confirmed to him that he helped kill the master and had no remorse, he just went all out and just, obliterated him immediately, like 2 kicks of hell, like unstoppable. And it was just a different type of power that he's never experienced before, and he got done with, you know what I'm saying? And Jaegyeon Na has been utilizing this hatred and power and rage for nothing else. And we knew, I said this before, I made a video about this, and I said Jaegyeon Na is the strongest king. He's OP, And people was not buying it. People was not believing me. People were like, But come on, this is narrative here, narrative storytelling. I keep telling you about narrative. Narratively speaking, Jaegyeon Na is going to go there and mess up Paecheon. And he's probably going to come close to winning, very close. But because PTJ decided to bring in Gu, it's likely that Gu will be the one to stop Paecheon. Maybe kill him. I think Jaegyeon Na will probably do most of the damage. And I think Gu will just finish him off with the Hwarang sword. Unless he's just coming in to grab the sword and dip. But like that kind of removes the hype, because there's so much hype that Gu Kim is showing up. Like Gu Kim is pulling up. Like what is Gu Kim going to do here? So I think Gu should pull up and do something. He might just watch the fight, and then maybe if Paecheon is about to kill Jaegyeon Na, he might just kill Paecheon there. Paecheon is not surviving. But I think Jaegyeon Na deserves the final blow, regardless of how it goes down. I think Jaegyeon Na deserves to kill Paecheon. And if not Jaegyeon Na, then Yewol, the daughter of the master, Yewol, I think she at least deserves to kill this month. Like, he killed her dad. And Jaegyeon Na's master. And obviously, we saw Wolf, unfortunately, the Wolf didn't Jinrang, the Wolf, didn't really get a chance to do that, because I think it's not even his story to finish, right? He was introduced for a different purpose. He's not as hyped as Jaegyeon Na. He's not as hyped as obviously Gu. He's not as important, I think, as these guys, because he wasn't like foreshadowed in the same way. He wasn't like hyped up. He was hyped up, but not in the same way. Not as much as the story has focused on Jaegyeon Na and of course Gu over the years, especially Jaegyeon Na. Like I said, how he's probably going to join the Allies before, how he's not really working for James Lee, and how it's obvious. And I think he showcased it a few times here. So that's what I think is going to happen, man. I think Daniel here is going to go crazy. Next chapter, we're going to see him use that ability, but I actually think what's going to happen is he's going to burn out, kind of how his second body burns out of UI. I think he's going to burn out of whatever disability, whatever we're going to call this ability, right? Perfect prediction, whatever we want to call it. I think he's going to burn out of that. And when he burns out of that, unfortunately, he's going to, he's going to drop. I think his body's probably going to collapse as well due to the damage that he's taken from Paecheon, even if he's going to become close to winning. I don't think it's going to be like a situation where he just gets washed. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a situation where, could have Daniel actually won? And kind of leave us guessing, because PTJ loves leaving us like guessing, like, ooh, is this, what if, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's how they're going to approach it. But I love this chapter. This was one of my favorite chapters. It's fantastic. We got a lot of information. And Paecheon is obviously not as strong as he thinks he is. His ego is so ginormous. So, like, if he was that strong, right, as strong as he claims to be, why in the world, after Shingen and them failed, why would he not go straight after Jaegyeon Kim? Why would he be waiting in the background all these years if he was as strong as he thinks he is? Like, Jaegyeon Kim said he's that strong and did it. He pulled up, stopped everybody, beat everybody, showed them what's up, and dipped and into politics. And then he got old, decrepit, and got killed by his own son and James Lee. Right? That makes sense. But this guy, Paecheon, like, he's been chilling in the background for like 30 years, doing nothing, waiting for other people to do stuff for him. Like, how dumb is this guy? So I just don't believe he's as much of a beast as he claims. I think Gunn would say he's not a beast at all. And actually in this chapter as well, we heard a trick that Daniel uses to kind of catch Paecheon off guard is to pretend to be weak and use that power to hit him with his best shot. And Paecheon obviously eats it. And he asks Gun, like, what do you have to use that technique, that thing? He's like, me, I don't use that shit. I don't need that shit to win. I'm gonna just win. And we saw that Gun really meant that. He really just wins. But yeah, man, I love the chapter. 5, 7, 6 was cold. Let me know what you guys thought. I thought, like, if you guys didn't mess with it, I think y'all tripping. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna try to do one of these a week. actual chapter review, and then I'm gonna see if I can get back to doing a few character video essays. But you guys gotta comment down below which character I should do a video essay on, or what should I do a video essay on when it comes to Lookism. Anyway, it's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. I'm also gonna do some Uruk Mazino videos soon. I'm reading the chapters. It's just a lot, you know, the pacing is not the greatest, but you know, I think there's a lot of interesting things that we're learning about the story. Anyways, that's for Tower of God. Make sure you live, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.